Another day, another video. So welcome back to the channel, everybody. Today we're watching The Vampire Diaries. This is episode 5 of season 8. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the series so far. I mean, it's really interesting. Last episode it definitely had us guessing, didn't it? It was trying to work out who is Sybil's sister, you know. I said it was going to be one of the two people that we was teased it was going to be, and sadly I was actually wrong. They definitely made it look like Georgie, man. They really did. The way that they made the interactions between her and SELINE, the way that they encountered each other, it made Georgia kind of look like the alpha, the more dominant, the one in charge. Especially when they first met, when she broke into Rick's house and she was stealing the book, and SELINE come in and she's like, "What are you doing, mate?" And she's like, "Look, you know, I feel stupid that Rick told me to get this book, but I forgot to ask him for a key, so I thought I'd just jump in and get it so I didn't look like an idiot." And she was like, "Well, you're gonna look like an idiot now, mate." When I call Rick, started dialing him, and she grabbed the wrist, and then obviously she smiled. She had like a proper cheeky smile, and I thought, okay, it must be her. Because later on in the episode we see the actions of Rick. He went into the vault where obviously Sybil was at first, and then boom, Georgie locked him in. Then we seen Stefan stood in front of Sybil and he was having a chat, and bang, she syringed him. And obviously Sybil inside, she was saying, "Look, mate, I've underestimated my sister." And then we see Georgia stood at the glass staring at her. So I mean, all arrows were pointing at her, but obviously bait and switched us, didn't they? It was really interesting. It turns out it is SELINE, it is the Nana. She is the one that's actually Sybil's sister. And we had an interesting story that was being portrayed to us in that episode between Sybil. She was telling Stefan, and she was like, "Look, mate, are you a village girl or are you an island girl?" And the village girl was Sybil, who was sent away, cast away from her family, pretty much because she started displaying supernatural abilities. But when she got sent away, she got washed to an island, and who was there? Obviously SELINE. She was there, the island girl. She embraced her. They become sisters. They lived on the island together, and the way that they survived is SELINE, they called out to boats that was coming around, and obviously as he was getting close to the island, I'm guessing they lost control, they blew up, they got destroyed, and obviously bodies washed to shore, and that's the way they survived. Basically, when the people come to shore, they got them, they cut them, they ate them like cannibals. Well, Sybil, she wasn't approving of that. She didn't like it. She was saying, "Look, mate, if we can't live off what God's provided us, then we shouldn't live at all." And SELINE, she was like, "Fine, sister, you know, I'll have it your way. There is like animals on the other side of the island. I'm going to trek all the way over there. I'm going to see if I can hunt and get some meat for us." And she's coming back every now and then with cuts of meat, and they was both eating it, obviously just living, chilling. But it turns out that she was lying. She was still dragging the people towards the island, and she pretty much become a cannibal. She was loving it. She was eating them all. Sybil, one day, she was walking around, she found a cave. She said that pretty much it was only visible when the tide was low, and when she went in, she found dead bodies all over. She realised what her sister was doing. She was feeding them humans. When she found out about it, she jumped off like a cliff, pretty much tried to kill herself. Well, is it Arcadius? He was the first supernatural, they explained in that episode, that displayed abilities. And once he got found out, the people in the place, in the village where he lived, they tied him up, they burned him, they killed him. But as he was burning and he was about to literally die, he let out a mad scream, and it literally created like his own world, universe, hell, pretty much. So obviously all the bad people there are down in hell. Sybil, she jumped off, she nearly killed herself. Arcadius comes, he's like, "Look, I'll give you an offering. I will provide you with life, immortality, if you work for me," pretty much. And obviously SELINE, she accepted it without Sybil's permission, kind of, obviously, because she was dying. And that is how they become the sirens, you know. They have to feed on the humans, or they have to kill. They have to take a life to stay young, to stay beautiful, to stay alive, and they have to provide Arcadius with these bad people. So in terms of that concept, I think that's quite good, actually. I do actually like it. It makes sense to me. Obviously, like I was saying though in the last episode, they're actually killing people that are not that bad. They're just killing kind of anyone and dropping them down there. Like we seen with Damon. He went on the hunt. He's trying to find a mystical object for Sybil. And I'm not even too sure what it's going to be. I wonder if it's a portal that he can jump through into hell and obviously find Arcadius and everything that's going on there. But the person that he actually went after, turned out it was Matt's dad. How interesting was that? Matt shot Damon, tied him up, saved Matt's dad, luckily. Damon then obviously managed to escape, find this object, and then we finished with him in that, you know, like storyline, that section, obviously. But what we had with Stefan is obviously Sybil was telling him this story about her sister, the island girl, and the village girl, and she was saying to Stefan, "Which one are you, mate? Are you the island girl, or are you the are you the village girl? Because the village girl was the person that was trying to help the island girl. She wanted to just live off what they provided, didn't want to hurt people, didn't want to feed on the blood. And obviously the island girl, she was the opposite. She was the one that forced this person to do the actions that they didn't really want to undertake. And it related totally, like, tied into the Damon and Stefan storyline. But I have to agree, Stefan is both. He was once the island girl, and now he is the village girl. So it's interesting. I like it. He admitted he was both. She was like, you know what, I misunderestimated you, Stefan. You are worthy. Not sure what she meant by that. Worthy of going to hell. I don't know. Meeting Arcadius. I honestly don't know. But at the very end of the episode, we actually seen it, didn't we? We seen Selene. She went after Georgia. She was like, look, sorry. This is one of those occasions where you actually have to kill the messenger. Boom. Killed her. She woke up on the other side, watching herself. Who was on the floor? Her dead. Sybil eating her mate, cannibal in full flow, and then she, boom, mate, got sucked off into a bliss. And I was saying, how interesting would that be if it was tied into the Marco storyline, or where Catherine got took, or something like that? That would be great. But if you do enjoy today's video, please smash a like. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, let's jump into today's episode. I feel like I'm actually so bad with the names as well. Look, this was called Coming Home Was a Mistake. I feel like that was Stefan. I'm sure I've only got like one right as well. Disappointed with that. But yeah, I'm going to go with Stefan said Coming Home Was a Mistake. Oh, we're starting off with Tyler's funeral. It's over now. That is a classic dad, mate. Interesting start. I think Tyler looks really good with a beard.
What are you doing here on your day off?
Caroline told me you and your friends lost someone. I get it. I lost my family too. I have a sister, but we're sort of estranged. I'm sure wherever Tyler is, and he knows he was left. Hey, you two.
Come play with us.
Who can get their shoes on first?
Me, I can't.
He's definitely going after the kids, isn't she? I want to know, right, that trident thing gave me jiggy bob. Like, if it gets knocked around her, she's going to go down as well. I'd like, literally, do it out of the blue, accidentally, obviously, and then see what happens. It'd be so interesting. Because I don't know if the normal humans can hear it, but the kids could, the girls could. Do you remember when it dropped? They was the one that screamed.
Tyler deserved more than to be collateral damage in whatever game Sybil's playing with Damon.
I'm at a loss with Damon. I don't know what to do with him anymore. Oh, don't mind me, love.
I don't mean to eavesdrop on your call, but that seems like a decidedly not fine situation, at least to me. Set me free, Bonnie. You can fix everything that's broken inside of me.
Okay, she is going to fall for it. You done the spell?
You spelled the cabin? You've been keeping a secret from me.
This is a dark object on loan from the armory. It's called a flame of imprisonment.
Like you fancy. Why are you suddenly taking this stand?
Because Tyler Lockwood is dead.
She's good bunny, isn't she, in situations like this?
That's for Tyler.
To be fair, that was more Damon's.
Georgie, where is she?
I already have another cell ready, labeled Siren number 2.
Set up an intercom system here. Pain will haunt you 24/7.
Really clever. But I've got to be honest though, the first time we seen that thing when he bashed it, it actually was strong enough to take her down. Now he's consistently using it. It's having less and less an effect on that. Me personally, it's not even that bad. She's just like, do you know what I mean? Where first she dropped to the floor. So I wonder, obviously, if something like the more you use it, the more it gets weaker or something.
Intercom's up and running.
Oh, good. Listen, I need you to test the frequency levels every hour on the hour. Also, I got a really odd text from Georgie last night saying she had to leave town suddenly.
She wouldn't ditch work.
Test the frequency, look for Georgie, call me if anything strange happens.
Oh, is that 4 graves for them, mate? Damon's coming.
Got a little carried away about the whole ripping the throat out thing. I'm sure you cleaned him up real nice. Take your pick, because I'm gonna bury every one of you. Pat Donovan. You know, it's shocking you managed to stay human this long.
Damon, enough.
How many innocent people did you kill? And you're no humanity bender. I'm who I've always been.
No, you're different.
Nobody wants you here.
If you thought there was any remaining opportunity to rescue me, let this prove you wrong.
Sorry I wasn't there. I want to be there. I can't leave.
Please tell me it's going better than it did yesterday.
What did it for you when you had your humanity off?
I had to face my biggest fear. had to be reminded how much she loved me. I had to want to live up to that. We'll give Tyler a proper goodbye when this is all over.
Burden of always having to protect everyone. Why don't you just take me off your plate? Where's the fun in reverting back to an inferior version of myself? Well, you know, even if I did turn it on, it's too late for you. You missed Tyler's funeral.
I'll be back.
That was a good switch. Right, what I would actually like is they were saying that she said that she needed to like be reminded. She thought that she wasn't loved or something. She needed to be reminded how much she was loved, to kind of like by her mum to turn it on. I would love if, obviously it might hurt everybody to try and do this now because what Damon's currently doing, but if everybody tells Damon how much he means to them, do you know what I mean? Like everybody influx him with all these emotions of how much that he's improved their life or how he's done this and that, you know. I mean, Caroline probably doesn't have many good things to say about him, but I mean, Rick and Stefan have got some stuff to say for him. Matt won't as well, but just influx him with loads of good, happy memories of how they love him. I would love to see that. Give me flashbacks, give me like a culmination of different things, and I want Bonnie to do it as well with Enzo.
Let him run wild and kill another one of our friends?
I am trying to prevent that, you know.
While we figure out how to save Damon from the sirens, we have to figure out how to save him from himself. We have to put him down. It's for his own good. It's the only way that we can protect ourselves.
To be clear, we're not friends, and I'm not here to set you free. I stole that hunk of junk from Don and his mystery dad. Burned all my bridges. Made everybody hate me. I do things to make you happy, and I don't know why. My friends don't care about me anymore.
But you killed someone that they do care about. That must have made them feel something. Cold, dark heart of Damon Salvatore felt a flash of pain. It's written all over your face. Your humanity is riding that dimmer switch, and right now it is pushing itself up. Boy, will it feel awful. And Elena's reaction to everything you've done? All these bad feelings and all this confusion, it'll all disappear.
I said shut up. Shut
Cut the
up.
glass.
I'm not going to have you the way that I want you while you still have these emotional ties to your past. Go see your brother. Let him guide that dimmer switch up until you feel everything. Maybe you'll find some small pockets of happiness before death delivers you to Kane.
See, again, right, I wish there was cameras in there, but there should be. And I wish they can go back and they can all watch that conversation, what's just happened, to just show that Damon is actually fighting against it. He's not free willing it. Do you know what I mean? Like, I know they understand that he's lost to her, but that there physically shows that he has actually no control of anything that he's doing. He's doing, like, he admitted, mate, I'm doing all this shit and I don't even want to, I don't even like you, we're not even friends, you know, and why am I still your little errand boy? Do you know what I mean? He's asking these questions himself. So I wish everybody else could see it as well, because usually we always get that where we physically see actions that Damon does and then everybody else doesn't see it. So sometimes when he does good things, we see it, but no one else does. So then when they're all slagging him off, it's hard to watch sometimes, because you're like, mate, he's done none of that, what you're just saying. He's actually done the opposite, but because they don't know that, do you know what I mean? Like, it's two different opinions, us as a viewer and then the characters in the show, and I wish that they could get a glimpse of that combo then.
Somebody just dropped this off for you. Said he was from the armory?
I'm an expert at dealing with loss, you know? Started at a young age. I'm sorry. It's just the fact that I have vampire blood in my system. And if I die in the next 24 hours, I'm gonna become one. This was my life. This is what I dealt with, alone, for a long time.
If you got this, it means I'm dead. But it also means I need your help finding someone.
Why? He's been tracking her down. Why?
So the distance between Mystic Falls and the armory is roughly 35 miles. Able to walk the distance of that tunnel in just a few hours. Who the hell built them and why? And how's the frequency research coming?
I'm literally banging a fork. It's ridiculous and I've learned nothing. You ever gonna tell me what this is all about?
Oh, okay. So he's making a wheat down there when he's just testing it.
This is too hard.
Oh. Why don't you give the girls a goldfish for their efforts? Oh, I think he might be dead. We'll take him home and give him a proper burial.
What I like about her then is somebody said that sirens are like part mermaids in on the Patreon comments, which I think is really fascinating. Like I said, all this is new to me. And she said, if you notice, sometimes they do like singing or something. I remember Sybil done that, did she not? When Damon went to that convention, he's speaking to that guy, and he took him to the pool, and she kind of played some music or sang, and he come in under her control, and she's just done it then. She kind of hummed, and this guy come walking over. Do you know what I mean? And like, I'm wondering if, I don't know, she's got any connection towards that fish as well. I know that's absolutely random saying that about the fish, but maybe she can bring it alive. I don't know. I'm not going to put anything past this show.
Who's that for?
Got a text from Damon a little while ago. He wants to meet up at the carnival. You might not forgive me after this.
Nah, you gotta do it in this situation.
Happy New Year's, love.
Dance me, like we used to. I kept you safe for 3 years, and you tried to kill me.
I'm a complicated person.
She's gonna kill
In
herself.
my 140 years on this earth, no one's figured me out.
Oh, well, guess I'll die trying.
I think she's gonna try and kill herself.
Everyone leaves. No one stays.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a bit extreme.
Desperate times call for desperate measures.
Not being funny, right? But I mean, like 3 seconds, that whole house will be on fire. Yeah, Bonnie's got like 5 minutes and she's full on dead.
Gas leak. We're being evacuated.
Hello, brother.
Hello, brother. Oh wait, that was of episode 1, wasn't it? Oh mate, I need your help.
I want to serve her, Stefan. I mean, I have to. And serving her keeps me away from the big bad devil himself. You're gonna make me turn it back on. I want to do that, Stefan.
You have to. You can't keep doing what you're doing.
Why not? Knowing what I know, why would I ever want to feel again?
Because if we can't feel, then what's the point of being alive, huh?
What's the point?
I can help you be happy again. I'll be there for you, and I love you.
Oh, check that. Is that Caroline?
Congratulations, you nailed it. I mean, this cabin's gonna run out of food. I really question Uber Eats' ability to locate this address.
I'm not leaving you.
And I still don't care. Now you're just being stupid.
They can't get out now. She said she was the only one that could stop the spell.
Bonnie, wake up.
Oh, send her. Can't get out. You can't get out. If he gets out, I'll be disappointed.
Are we gonna bury the fish?
But in our own way, some people are very special. And when they die, a man named Kay comes to take their soul. He appreciates the effort. We can call him.
Yo, mate, this is well good. Is she channeling them?
Did we hurt you?
Not at all. You were perfect.
Incendia.
Incendia, mate. Burning it.
You're ready.
Well exciting.
For what?
It's a surprise.
Fucking surprise me, mate. These are well exciting. Oh, whose body's that? Fingers. George's.
Tenzo.
Realistic.
It's my time. You love me. More than anyone. It's enough. Bonnie!
Yes.
I'm still here. And you're stuck with me forever.
These are so... Yes, mate. These are so cute, honestly. Like it. See, what I did like is that he threw her out. Bonnie could go, Enzo couldn't. You know, realistic. I do like it. Sometimes stuff happens and you think, it doesn't make any sense that. You just told me a bit of information and then we've gone totally against it. Like, sometimes you see vampires in a house that they haven't been invited in. And like, sometimes it's really apparent that they've not been invited. And it doesn't make sense because when they're in there and they've not been invited, they should be start dying. We've seen it when Elijah, when he's in the basement of the house, of the Salvatore house, you know, he was physically dying. He had to zoom outside, like, so then it was realistic. He could get her out, but he couldn't get out. And obviously, you know, all she had to do is run in, turn that flame off, because she said she was the only one. So they did stick with the story. And I'm well excited about the 2 kids. Like, honestly, this has got me well intrigued. Now, Bonnie's got through to Enzo by using a fear of abandonment as a way to get to him. Now, what is Damon's fear? Like, I don't know. Is it losing Elena? Is it going to hell? It seems like it's going to hell. But what I don't understand is, right, he's saying, oh, I've seen a glint of hell. I don't want to go there. You're a vampire. Most of you could live pretty much forever unless another vampire kills you. So it's hard on that. Because, like, as a human, yeah, and you found out there was hell, you might be shitting it and you might do everything you can from present till you're going to die, because we've got a clock, haven't we, mate? We go, yeah. But vampire, they don't have a clock. They live forever if they've done it, if they, you know, live correctly. So I think, yeah, okay, he's scared, but he shouldn't be as scared as he actually is, even though, obviously, we've not witnessed what he's done yet. And the girls have just, I wouldn't say killed Georgie, but they burned him. And I'm excited. I can't wait to see what happens with that.
What's all this?
Tyler was helping this girl named Virginia St. John locate these sirens who escaped the vault.
And he wants you to take over where he left off.
I would say Matt's pretty much is the right guy for the job. He loves it secretly. He's like Rick.
You were listed as a contact person for Georgina Dowling. You should come down here.
Oh, see, he did crack it. That looks sick. She looks evil, don't she? She's decent though. But again, what I've got to say is when Damon was locked in that cell, when he's with Tyler, he done everything, did he not? Was he punching the glass? Was he smashing it? Was Bonnie smashing it as well? Like, throwing stuff at it, couldn't get it out. And this time, he's just hit it once, and it's cracked. Bit disappointed with that.
We're here to honor Tyler.
Tyler was willing to sacrifice everything for us.
He was so much more than a small town kid.
Look, we don't know what'll happen next to any of us. Years ago, I sat on top of that Ferris wheel with Elena.
Yeah, that was good.
I told her how important it was to appreciate these moments. So in honor of Tyler and Elena, we need to keep creating moments like these. You know, I realized that I never said thank you.
I'm going to be your wife. Stefan, you're strong enough. And if you ever doubt that, I'm going to be here to remind you.
Hey, that's a good thumbnail, that, isn't it? Perfect, that.
And thank you for staying late and working on your night off. I couldn't have gotten through today without you.
Thank you.
Oh, she's found him already.
I'm done feeling.
Good. Now is your little existential crisis over?
He's a proper slave, mate.
I'm sorry that I've been MIA. I've just been going through some stuff. So how are the girls?
That's them playing with the puppy filter. First day of school, the nanny.
No, Caroline, you need to get home now.
Girls! Girls!
Cade. Oh, yo, mate, that's mad. Like, what does she want with the girls, man? Like, literally, like, she said that they make... Get away from me. Said that they make you feel young. It's well interesting, honestly. Have they seen Cade? Because usually kids don't draw people that they haven't physically seen. Does that make sense? Like, it just don't happen unless it's just a random stick person. But I think that's interesting. What are the odds, yeah, that the day they find out that Celine is a person is the day she decides, I'm going to take the kids? Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, it's a show, but it's fascinating. I'm really, like I said, I'm fully invested in the Lizzie and Joel storyline. Me, I think it's really interesting. How she siphoned, she kind of like give them some powers, and then they cast a spell and send it at me and burn Georgia. Do you know what I mean? It's not as if like, it's not as if she could have burned it. Could she have burned it herself? I don't know. Also know is I'm well invested. That's going to wrap up today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Really interesting one. Obviously everybody's found out, well, I don't know if everybody or them two have, certainly I might have found out that obviously Celine is the nanny, is the second siren, and obviously she's using the children to do some sort of mad stuff to get in touch with Cade now. Obviously it seems like one sister's kind of scared of Cade, the other sister kind of wants to embrace him, so I'm really intrigued with that. Obviously we've got this Damon storyline still going on, that we're teasing it that he's fighting, but then he's coming back towards her, do you know what I mean? So he's like kind of fighting what she's trying to make him do, and then he's also like still doing what she wants. He can't really control himself, like he said to her, like when she was in the cell, mate, I don't even like you, but I'm consistently finding myself being like a slave towards you. I'm doing all the stuff that you want me to do. You're still in my head. How? She's saying that, you know, she's trying to infiltrate. She's getting deep down in there. And obviously that means that if he's showing a little bit of compassion from killing Tyler, and obviously his friends being sad, being mad at him, then he's not fully like committed to her cause, and she needs him to be. And then he got mad and like kind of hit the glass. He cracked it. And then obviously he was going sick there, and he's obviously gone. Now, I am enjoying it in terms of the Damon storyline and how he is being possessed by her. Now, not specifically because it's Damon, just I'm enjoying that somebody is in possession of the siren and they can't physically control what they're doing, even though they don't want to be doing it. Does that make sense? Like, it could have been Stefan, could have been Enzo, you know, it could have been whoever's, but it's Damon, so we're just going with Damon. And the fact is, I'm just interested to see is what's going to be his trigger to come back into the reality. What's got to happen? We've seen Bonnie successfully do it to Enzo today, which is good, you know. She realised it's his fear of abandonment, people leaving him consistently. He's never had anybody stand by his side all the time. Everybody seems to get close, leaves him, gets close, leaves him. Today she set the house on fire. She was like, look mate, you know, I'm going to set it on fire. I'm just going to stand there. I'm not leaving you until you turn your humanity back on. I love you, and I'm always going to stand by you. And obviously she passed out, and I like the consistency of going with the show and the information that they give us, that he couldn't leave. So what he done is he just threw Bonnie outside. He saved her, turned his humanity on. He was stuck inside, couldn't get out. Obviously it fits what they've been telling us. And then Bonnie runs inside, she burns her hand, she turns it off, and then he drags her out. You know, it's good stuff. And now he's back in the present, and we just got Damon to try and get. Now obviously we're on episode, is it 5, I believe, so we're really close to obviously getting into the thick of the season now. Obviously I'm guessing like 3, maybe like 2-3 more episodes, every single character, Cade and everybody, the full story we're going to be playing out. I think more people might die, and I'm just interested. It's obviously, I think Matt is probably the right person for Tyler to pass on the information to, because secretly I know Matt says he hates it, but he loves it really. He's like Rick, you know, I want to be out. I'm sick of this life. Every a little bit he's crawling back in, loves it. So that's interesting. Another thing, why have they brought Matt's dad into the story? Now, obviously, it fit the last episode and stuff, but why now? Is he going to play, like, do you know what I mean? Is he going to play a key role? I don't know. Like, I'm trying to figure out why he needs to be there. Does that make sense? Like, obviously he's here, but we're 8 seasons in now, not seeing him. And like, if it was just to use him in the last episode, they could have just used it a different way. But you know, I'm not really complaining. But like you say, the Lockwood family is completely gone now. Tyler, obviously they've had the funeral for him. We've seen a few funerals now, haven't we? We've seen a Bonnie funeral, an Elena funeral, a Rick funeral, and a Tyler funeral. Interesting stuff. And obviously we had probably the best funeral, which is Caroline's mum, Elizabeth Forbes. You know, hers was good. I liked it. The most brutal death was definitely, it was Liz's. I mean, not Liz's, Joe's. And then obviously, I think Carol's was pretty brutal, to be honest. How Klaus killed her. You know what I mean? Like, she didn't deserve to die, and he drowned her in that water, didn't he? Mad when he was going after Tyler. So I've had loads of crazy things, loads of funerals, and I'm just excited to see where we go. Especially integrating the 2 girls into a storyline, now the Siphons now, and especially leaving that drawing at the end there with Cade, Celine, and Lizzie and Joe, mate. It's fascinating. I want to see Cade actually. I want to see, I know it sounds ridiculous, but like them go to hell or something. Like, what is it? Damon said he's seen hell and he's like, well scared of it. Show me it. Show me the hell. I want to know what it is. You know, we've sucked what you call Georgie away. We sucked a few characters away, but like, I want to see where they've gone and what is this location. How do we get there? Maybe they kill Damon and he goes to the other side, then he gets dragged away and he goes to hell and he fights Cade and successfully wins and then comes back. I don't know how we would do that, and if that it would make any sense whatsoever. But in terms of like, I would love to see what he's so scared about. Instead of just telling us I've seen it, I would like to physically see it myself. So can't wait to jump into the next episode. If you do enjoy today's one, please smash a like. It really helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers, guys.